Cool. Are you getting the nerves yet?
A little bit.
I was wondering because you was playing it real cool this whole time, and I was like, is she ever gonna show or say that she's nervous?
Never.
Yeah, exactly. Keep it a secret. All right. Let's see. So, I do a lot of fidgeting, as you can tell. So, hello. How you guys doing today? We're back with another episode of Empire Talks. This is your boy Raymond, and we have another guest. One of my bestest friends that is a female, my only female friend, Ruth. She is a photographer by day and a mom by night. So I'll put her link right here. Her Instagram is Touch of Ink Photography.
Yep.
Any underscore spaces?
I think it's a Touch of Ink Photography with an underscore between every word.
Oh,
That
okay,
makes
cool.
sense.
I'll be putting it up here so you guys can see. So we'll get going. But today we have a topic that we were supposed to be discussing with another male and another female. But as you see, it's just us. A lot of flakers in this world. So we kind of wanted to talk a little bit of what he brought up was how can I say it? He wanted to say who runs the world, men or women, right? So he had his opinion was men run the world. Of course, he's a man. His friend that he was going to bring on had the opinion of women run the world. She's a woman. So since they're not here, we can give our own opinions.
Okay.
Well, let's start with yours. Let's go
I
with
think
yours.
we're going to go the opposite way. I really do think that.
Finally, because
I
we
think so.
agree.
Yep.
We're friends, and we agree on a lot of things, even down to our taste buds.
Literally, our partners always tell us that we're like the male and female version of each other.
Exactly.
Like,
And then our partners are damn near the same of them, too.
seriously.
So maybe we should have switched partners. I'm just saying. But no. So, yeah. What is your opinion on who runs the world?
In my opinion, I feel that men run the world.
Why?
It's a lot of things,
Mhm.
I feel like, but I mean, damn near everything is trying to control women, and it's the man that's putting that into place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we've never had a female president,
No.
and every time one runs, they get fucking buried.
I don't know. That's one thing. I don't know if I would want a female president.
Why?
I don't know. It's just somebody is like, yeah, do I really want that? I'm not opposed to it, but when it comes down to it, like the last one that ran, or the only one that ran, I was not feeling that.
Right.
It could have just been her though. If there was a better candidate, then by all means. But as far as her being the standard right now,
Right.
I'm cool off of that. But I think men run the world, but it's weird because they run the world for women. Anything a man does is for a woman.
No, I don't think so.
No, you don't think so? So the reason I say that is, well, okay, as far as, because I don't know CEOs and stuff like that, but as far as like a regular everyday man, their whole life is based around getting a woman. Whatever they do is based around getting a woman. Whether they go to the gym, they have a job, they get a nice car, they have a nice place, if they have a place, they keep it clean. Everything they do is for a woman's attention. So if there was no, I guess for straight men, for gay men is for other men, but for a straight man, if it's not for a woman, I don't think they would be doing most of the things that they do. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you could work out for yourself, but to a certain extent, it's not just for yourself.
Right.
You're working and you want a higher paying job, but women want a man that has a good amount of income and stuff like that. So I just think it's a toss up. I do think men kind of mainly run the world, but it's for women, and then women run the world in a different circumstance and in a certain way, I guess.
I feel like women are always like playing catch up to men.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in the instance of like, okay, women are still fighting for equal pay, right?
I don't believe women don't get equal pay.
But they do, though. There's
When?
statistics.
So-
There's statistics that prove that they don't get paid the same.
You know, 80% of statistics are made up.
Okay, that's something that a man would say.
No, that is a lie. That's for sure a lie.
Yeah,
But still,
see?
I try to say with confidence. Hopefully you're
Yeah,
gonna believe me, but
okay.
it didn't work. But either way, I don't. I've never met a woman in the same job as me that's not getting the same pay as me.
That's because every job that you work is like an entry level job, right? So,
That's true.
Like, if you're all like cleaning hotel rooms, right? You're all gonna get paid the same because that's entry level. That's minimum wage. Everybody's getting minimum wage.
Which in
right?
that job, I got paid less than everybody. Literally, I was the only one that was making like 50 cents less than the lowest other person. I was
Really?
so mad, and I did the most work. I was
Well,
the
you were
only
the
man.
newest one, right?
No, I got hired when the company started. I was one of the first hires. They just fucking played me. I was so mad because I was a man in a woman's world at that point. So I
Right.
was playing catch up.
But like, let's
fuck that place.
seriously. though.
Exactly.
But like say like here's a perfect example. My mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like my mom works
Yeah.
like a high end like job.
Right.
She works for the government,
Mm-hmm.
But at her previous job, she was there pretty much like damn near 20 years, and they would not promote her unless she went to college. So she started going to college and everything to get her degree because she wanted that promotion, and they ended up promoting a man over her who had just stepped into the company because he had a degree and everything. Even though my mom was working towards that degree, they were paying for her degree, but they still gave it to him because he already had like the degree, but he didn't have
Right.
the experience. He wasn't there like
Right.
at all. He just had walked in and got the job basically.
See, and when it comes to jobs in that circumstance, like even there's a fly flying around. Even so the Avis Budget that I used to work at, this guy, he got hired as a manager. Straight from college, and it was like his first job.
Right.
And you can tell it was his first job because he was like a year or two older than me, and I'm like, you're not just gonna come in here and try to boss me around. I've already been here long enough. This damn fly. I've already been here long enough that I know what I'm doing. You're not just gonna come in here and tell me what to do.
Right.
And everyone at the job, really, especially the old people that were older than him, was really mad that they hired him directly from college, first job, and he didn't even have the
experience.
he didn't have the experience, but he definitely didn't have the personality or the social skills
Right.
to be a manager at the end of the day. So we were all upset about that. But that is fucked up. If they were paying for her to get to where she needed to be, and then they just overruled her.
Right.
That is fucked up.
And then at the end of the day, like they basically were downsizing like the company, right? So they told her like you can either step down and be a supervisor again after you worked so hard to get where she was, because she eventually got the promotion,
Right.
because that guy ended up leaving
Right.
because he like sexually harassed my mom.
God damn.
Yeah. So he ended up leaving. And then they gave her the spot by default because she was the only other person like qualified for
Right.
it.
Exactly.
So she didn't even like earn it really. They were just like, okay, well he's gone,
Yeah.
so now you can
your
have
next
it.
best thing.
And then when they downsized, they were like, you could go back to being a supervisor on the floor, or you get laid off, and we'll give you a severance package and like good luck to you.
That's fucked up.
So she ended up taking the severance package because she was like, I'm not stepping down
Yeah.
like
As
you
she
guys put
should.
me
If
through
you're
this.
not gonna appreciate all that I've done and
Right.
what I can do,
Right.
then there's no point of having me. And I feel that. See, and I will also say, put me in my place. By my experience, I have very low entry jobs that I've always ever had, and everyone gets paid the same. It's warehouses or not fast food, but fast food type stuff. Just
Right.
whatever jobs that any regular person can get. But as far as like upper hand, where you need like degrees and stuff like that, I've never experienced that. I've never been to college, so
Right.
I barely graduated. But yeah, so I can see that. I have an example now that
All
I
right,
can
let's
tell
hear it.
somebody else.
Let's hear it.
No. I'm
Oh.
stealing your examples that I could tell the next person. But I don't know. I just feel like women are more valuable than a lot of men, if that makes sense. Because like in a professional stance, like say front desk, women, You've
Right.
never not seen a front desk person being a woman for the most part.
Right.
So it's like you always want a woman to be the first face seen in your business for the most
Why
part.
is that?
Because
Because
they're
they're
pretty.
pretty?
Yeah, they're pretty to look at, and a lot of women are more intelligible than they play to be.
Right.
I will say also nowadays a new thing is everyone is trying to be dumber than the next.
Right.
And for some reason women, well, it's probably true, but women are probably starting to think that men want just a pretty face. They don't have any other.
Well, you just said it right now.
No, what I said for businesses. I was stating for businesses that is true, because I've never not seen a woman as a front desk person. But damn, I lost my train of thought. But they're probably thinking that you just want a pretty face at that point, and they don't care for what's, your engine, I guess, what's running the body. But I would much rather prefer someone that I could have a actual conversation with than someone that's just a little bit prettier than them. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I don't know. People need to start being the level of intellect that they really are, instead of playing dumb or dumbing themselves down.
Right. Well, here's the thing too. Like, if women especially will tone down their
Right.
personality, who
Right.
they are, because let's say you're a strong-willed woman, right? People are just gonna think you're a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, if you stand your ground and you say, no, these are my boundaries, I'm not doing that, or, whatever, then they're automatically you're a bitch.
Yeah, I could see that. Well,
Even
I've never felt that way, but I could see how people feel
Right,
that way.
even, in dating, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or, when you go out to a bar with your friends. It's just a bunch of girls going out having a good time, and a man approaches you, and you say, no, I'm not interested, or no, thank you. And then all of a sudden, you're a fucking bitch, don't ever talk to me again. What's wrong with you? You think you're better than everybody, but you're just I'm not interested.
I've seen videos like that, because I don't go out. You know I don't go out, but I've seen videos like that. I'm like, bro, it's not that serious. I don't understand why people can't get turned down and be normal about it. It's a regular thing. But it's I've seen where I've heard, I didn't see the video, but I've heard of one where the guy killed the girl. Yeah. Just because she was like, no, I don't want to talk to you. And I'm like, that's crazy.
Even just something as simple as going to the gym, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're there for their health, doing what they want to do to look good, whatever it is, the reason. And some dude approaches you at the gym, and you're like, no, thank you, I'm not interested. I just want to work out. This is what I'm here for. And they're like, well, you're a fucking bitch, whatever. You don't even look that good. And they just
and then they start doing.
And it's you can't even exist as a woman in places like that, because you could say something wrong and be killed.
No, for
or
real.
attacked.
For real. Because it's so funny, because I think it was yesterday when I went to the gym. I wanted to use a machine, and a girl, she was kind of walking near it and stuff like that, and I wasn't sure if she's going to use that one or the next one.
Right.
So I was she had both her earplugs in, of course. So I'm like, excuse me, and I'm low-key following her around, because I'm I want to know if she's going to use this thing. And she faces my way to walk past me, and I'm like, hello, all in her face, and she's completely ignoring me.
Right, because she has her headphones in. That's don't fucking talk to me.
But I'm just I want to know if you're going to use this thing, because if you are, then I'll move to the next one. But she was when I finally got her attention after looking like an idiot for 3 minutes, I felt so stupid. But I was I had to really put my hand hey, hello. But I get it. I understand why women just try to first ignore somebody, and if they can't, then go to the next level.
Every day that she goes there, she probably encounters somebody trying to get her attention, or trying to talk to her, and that's why she has both of her earbuds in instead of one.
Man, she don't even. No, I'm playing. She don't even look that. No, I'm playing. But no, I feel that, and shit, a man will never go through that. Most 98% of men will never go through that. Because I've never had someone just try to chase me down, trying to get my attention, and it won't take no for an answer.
Right. Let's say you're walking at night, right? You just got off work. You're walking to the parking structure or whatever at night. You have your AirPods in, right? Do you feel any type of danger, or you could be attacked?
Not
or are you
sexually.
Just walking to your car?
Not sexually. Me being where I live, maybe, or where I go, but that's just me being a man. My radar of, I guess, trying to protect myself in a sense, or just be conscious of everything, is one, I don't understand how people could wear any kind of music device or anything to block off their hearing completely.
Right.
That's a sense that you really fucking need.
Right.
So like I said with the girl in the gym, after I got done with the situation, I was thinking in my head like, bitch, why you got both headphones in anyway? Because me, when I go, I only have one in.
Right.
But I feel I've always been a keep your senses open type of person.
Right.
So I'm always looking around. If I for whatever reason feel the need to walk around with headphones in, I always keep one out so I can hear what's going on. But me being a man, I'm not scared of the opposite sex trying to get at me sexually. I'm scared of the same sex just trying to do whatever weird shit another man's gonna do.
Right.
Because, like I said, where we are isn't really the safest. And where do we go to travel? LA? That's not much safer either.
Right.
So, my thing is I try to protect myself because I don't want to. I'm scared.
You're afraid of being robbed.
Or being jumped for whatever reason, or where you from, and if I say nothing or the wrong thing, you know what I mean? You never know. For now, people get shot for saying hi from a distance.
Right.
So that's where my fear is from, and that is a totally different fear than a fear that a woman has to go through. Because you could be approached. Nowadays, you could even be approached by another woman and still be afraid of a sexual thing happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of sex trafficking going on right now, and a lot of the recruiters are women, and that's crazy as hell. Like, y'all are scandalous. Y'all fuck each other over.
Well, if you think about it, like, obviously you don't know, right? You don't know the situation, like who's running shit, but chances are the person in charge is a man.
Yes.
And the people that are taking the people to be in trafficking are probably also being trafficked themselves.
Right, exactly.
Like when you take a trafficking class or whatever, that's what they teach you. Like people who usually work for the trafficker or like being in those jobs are trying to pay off a debt that they owe.
Right. And then trying to get out of it.
In trafficking.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just making sure the times are on that.
So, but chances are the person who's running the operation is a man.
Yes, that. I just seen a story today. I know I tell a lot of stories, but I seen a story today. Some girl was telling about when she got trafficked.
Right.
She was a stripper. Some guy came in trying to recruit her. She said no, and then like a couple weeks later, some girls came in. The same shit going on. But for whatever fucking reason, which is the dumb part, she agreed to go on a trip with these girls, and as soon as they got to the place they were going, they drugged her, and then she woke up to that same guy with a gun to her face because he was the top dog.
He wanted her. Yeah.
And I'm like, that shit is so crazy. But when it comes to that, I know we kind of went off topic again. Yeah. Women, y'all gotta be careful. Women need to be suspicious of everybody at any given time.
And it sucks that that's like the world we live in. Like you can't trust men, can't trust women, and obviously it's like very like ignorant to say it's all men, right?
Yeah,
you know, like it's just
it's safer.
It's safer to not trust anybody.
Exactly.
But it also is like a double-edged sword, right? Like you and I, right? We trust each other. We're friends, but like. If I just met you, would I trust you? Probably not.
No, not at all. Yeah.
And it sucks because, like, obviously we've developed a really good friendship.
Right.
But I had to, like, be like, okay, like.
Yeah, you ease into things. And that's another thing that we're the same about. I don't trust anybody I first meet.
Right.
I judge you from half a mile away if I can. But it does take a while for you and myself to trust and do, which is, I feel is normal. But a lot of people tell me, especially like, you know, people clients and stuff, they say that I shouldn't be so judgmental up front. But I've been in a pretty safe situation for most of my life because I judge people from a distance.
Right.
So, yeah, it makes me come off as an asshole. But at the end of the day, I come home safe.
Right.
You know, my kids are safe. I tell my kids all the time, you don't know these people, you don't got to look at them for longer than 2 seconds. You don't got to say hi to them. If they talk to you, you don't got to talk back. I don't care what the situation is. If you don't know nobody, you don't got to say nothing to them at all. And people, like some of my clients, they'll come and say, oh, you know, your kids are so cute, and they'll try to talk to them, and I'll tell my kids, like, go away. And they'll be like, they'll look at me funny, and I'm like, and I'll tell them, they don't know you. They don't need to talk to you.
Right.
Oh, okay, I feel that. But you know, they're kind of butthurt about it. But it is what it is. So,
like, I go through the same thing with my kid, you know, she's very, like...
Outgoing,
very loving, very, like,
Right.
You know, do you want to play with me or whatever? So I have to be vigilant in teaching her. Like, we don't talk to people we don't know. And especially since I'm raising a little girl, like,
Right.
I have to be double vigilant on the stranger danger and, you know, give people their space. Like, you don't have to be sitting right next to them. Even with people that are, like, my close friends or family, like, if she's, like, bothering them or, like, sitting too close
in
or
their
whatever,
space.
I'm like, hey, like, back up a little bit, like, you know. But it sucks that I have to raise her in a manner that's, like, protect yourself.
Yeah. I mean,
because she's 3 and, like,
yeah,
she is 3 and I'm already instilling this, like, into her head, like, anybody could take you, anybody could, like,
Right.
hurt you.
Right.
If somebody like touches you, you need to tell me, like, you know. And it's sad because she's only 3.
Exactly.
But I'm always thinking, like, worst case scenario.
No, for real. And
You know?
that's a good way. It's a tough line because it's like, of course you want to teach them these things.
Right.
But because they're so young, you don't want them to worry about these things.
Right.
So it's like you said, double edge. It's a good and bad situation because it's good because they can learn how to protect themselves. But it's like you're, in a sense, not taking away their innocence so young, but it's like you're making them grow up faster, or, you know, in a way that a normal, what you wouldn't want a kid to do. Because even when we were younger, because we're around the same age, we could go outside and play all day. And not to say it was less bad people then, but for some reason, a lot of us got away with being outside all day.
Right.
I, for one, have a black dad, so we got locked out.
Right.
You get locked out in the morning, especially if you have no school. You get locked out in the morning. You come back at night. You thirsty, water hose. If you gotta go pee, don't come to the door. Yeah, if you don't gotta take a shit, or you're not hurt, or it's not time to eat, don't come to this door.
Right.
So that's how we were done. But I'd be damned if I even attempt to do that today. My kids, they have to play outside in the backyard, and they regularly ask, oh, can we go play in the front? And I'm like, no, because I'm doing, even though my tattoo room where I work is,
too far.
I can see the front.
You can't get there.
I can't get there. So,
to happen.
and then especially the baby, because, you know, she's wild. But my older 2, I just can't do it. And Roman, my son, he I'm trying to teach him to be more, he's protective over his sisters, but I'm trying to teach him to be more physically protective.
Right.
Because he's still,
very sensitive kid.
He's sensitive, so he's not
out there like, what are you doing?
Yeah, he's not gonna push an issue, or he's not gonna if it comes down to a fight, he most likely won't. Which
Right.
I'm not gonna lie and say that I was the opposite of that, because I was try to not get in that situation as well. But you want your kids to be better, or, whatever from you. So I want him to be able to defend himself or his sisters when time comes.
Right.
But yeah, it sucks. I could only imagine it sucks to be a woman.
Yeah, and like Nugent and I were talking the other day about, like, even just like moms and dads, right? Like, moms are held to a different standard, right, than dads. So, like, you're obviously, like, not a stay-at-home dad, but
right. I stay at home, and I'm a dad. Yeah, I work from home, so yeah.
So, like, when a mother stays at home, it's like, oh, like, what are you doing all day? You're just sitting around, like, chilling, like, doing whatever, letting the kids run around. And then when a dad stays home, it's like, oh, you like, want to spend time with your kids. Like, that's so great. Like, that's so nice. Like, you're doing such a great job as a dad.
Because being a dad is the easy part. It's easy to be, if you're in a if you have a mom in the picture, it's easy to be a dad. Because usually the dad works, he comes home, and then that's it.
Right.
Well, old school standards now, you can't even do that because of the way money works now. But but that's what we discussed on a other episode is now both parents have to work. Right. Pretty much you have to work almost regardless of what job.
Unless you have like a real high paying job.
Exactly. Like, and even then, why not get more is how I feel. But that's when it might not be that easy being a dad, because since you're both working, you both have to come home and you both have to do home stuff. Right. But that's just me being who I am, because I do work from home and I am working, but when I'm not working, I'm trying to clean up a little bit. Right. And I watch the baby while I'm working for the most part. And yeah, and then when she comes home, she does what she got to do, or on her days off, she does what she has to do. So you do have to break it up, but it is a total different standard for men and women, because like you said, you staying home all day, if the man's at work, he wants to come home to a clean house,
right? But if you have multiple toddlers, even like you got multiple kids, you know it is impossible to keep the house clean. Even one toddler is a bitch. But no, like for me, like when Amelia comes, like when she's with me, I'll clean up as like we go, kind of.
Right.
But if it's just one of those days where she's just destroying everything, then I'll wait until she goes to sleep to pick up.
No,
because why am I going to exhaust myself all day picking up her stuff that she's just going to take right back out? But even if you like watch like TikTok videos of like stay-at-home moms and everything, and if they say anything like I'm struggling, I'm having a hard time, like it's very depressing, other moms are in the comments attacking them. Like, oh, this is what you wanted. You should be grateful. You don't have to work. Like, you know, and you should, this is what, like, you signed up for. Like, you don't get to have a bad day. You don't get to have, like, but being a stay-at-home mom is a 24/7 job. You don't get a break. You don't get to clock out.
Right.
But when a stay-at-home dad posts a TikTok, they're like, oh, like, look at you. Like, this is so wonderful that you're doing this, and you deserve a break. Like, you know, it's hard being a dad. Like,
I think it's just because it's so rare for, one, a stay-at-home dad, but for two, like at this point in life, it's kind of rare for a dad to be a dad in any circumstance at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
But because even then, like if they are a stay-at-home dad, it's like when me being how I am as a parent, I watch my kids by listening. I sit down, I be watching my TV or whatever I'm doing. I'm listening. I'm a listener dad, and that's almost any dad that's a dad is a listener dad. I don't care who you are, what you say, that's the truth. So, but like I said, for me, when I work at home, if she's here with me, the whole time I'm working, she's destroying the entire house. So I can clean before, but by the time I'm done, the whole living room is trashed. Our room is trashed.
Right.
And then, but that's when, at that point, I've been doing what I got to do all day. I'm tired. I don't feel like doing it no more. So I'll be like, whatever. I'm going to lay down and relax. And I'll either, in my head, I'm going to leave it for her to do when she gets back. Or we'll do it later, or whatever the case may be. Or I might even do it the next morning, because it's already the end of the day at that point. So I don't really care. But yeah, I guess it's just because it's so rare for a stay-at-home dad, and then to do his job correctly, it just gets all the praise.
Right.
And those could just be horny little girls or horny moms that just trying to get another dad. So you never know.
Well, even like down to like, because Nugent and I have always talked about this ever since we had Amelia. Like it's been that way. Like, oh, you're so great for helping her after her C-section. Like, you're so great for, like, taking care of the baby, like, changing the diapers, feeding her, making the bottles, or whatever, right? And I'm like, bitch, I just got cut open.
Right.
Like, I had a major surgery. Like, what are you... He's doing what he should be doing. He's a dad.
For real.
He's my husband.
Yeah,
like,
he's doing his part.
But he's, like, being praised over it. And then when you're a mom, you're like, oh, you had a C-section? You didn't have a natural birth? Oh, you formula feed? You didn't breastfeed? Like, you know it's true. I know you know it's true.
You have to be better as a mom no matter who you are.
Oh, you let your kids have a tablet? You let them watch TV? And it's like, fuck yeah, I do. Like, this kid has so much energy. Like, I'm not about to sit here and, like, color 50 coloring books with her all day. Like, I need a break so I can do what I need to do around the house, like cook dinner or whatever. Since you moms want to say my husband needs to come home to a hot meal and a clean house and all this stuff, right? Like, so it's just like a never-ending like criticism as a mom, whereas dads are always praised for doing the bare minimum.
Yeah, because we're fucking great.
No, okay.
But no, it's because dads are fucking awesome regardless. But no, see, I don't get that. I was raised pretty much just by my mom and my grandma. So I have, like I've mentioned before, I have a lot of respect for women in general. So I don't know. It's so weird because I think differently than most men because of who I was raised by, or the fact that I was raised by women. But I kind of forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, it's just I feel like it's just do what you gotta do. There's no reason to get. I don't see why people get praised for shit they gotta do.
Right.
Like another thing that I see a lot of is like a dad, mainly like the parents aren't together, and then the dad has a kid and he posts the kid a lot, or he like, I do what I gotta do for my kid, and duh.
Like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you have to do regardless. Like, even if you're you're with the parent, you're together as parents or not, you gotta do what you gotta do. Like, just because you don't have them 24/7 doesn't mean you're still not a father at the end of the day, or a mom at the end of the day, because it can go both ways. But yeah, I don't know. It's so weird. The world we live in is so strange. I don't really get it. But yeah.
But that goes back to like who runs the world, right? Like
yeah.
Obviously, like, women contribute a lot. Like that song that's like, this is a man's world, but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because we run behind the scenes.
Exactly.
Like, behind every great man is a great woman or something like that.
Strong or something like that, yeah.
Yeah. But it shouldn't be that way. Like, women should be, like, given the proper, like, recognition and, like, things that they deserve for working just as hard, if not harder, than a man. Like, in Nugent's field of work, right? Everybody goes to CDL school, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody learns how to drive a truck.
Right.
She's having a good old time out there. All right. But everybody, like, does the same, right? They go into the company, and it's mostly male dominated.
Right.
Like, truck driving is mostly male dominated. It's a male industry. Like, if you're a woman in that, you're gonna be, like, treated like shit.
Right.
And why is that?
Because it's male dominated. Because men like men more than men like women.
If a girl can drive just as good, if not better, than a man, why are you even, like, talking shit about her? Like,
because can a woman drive as good as a man?
See?
Can
that's that
they,
mentality.
though?
That's that mentality.
Can they?
There are female race car drivers just as there are men race car drivers.
What is the crash ratio?
There are female pilots just as there are male pilots. Like,
I've never heard of a female pilot.
There are.
Like a commercial airplane? I've never seen one.
I don't know if, like, commercially, but, like, in the military, right?
Yeah.
There are fighter jet pilots that are male, and there are fighter jet pilots that are female. But for some reason, males just find the need to be like, well, how did you get in this field? Did you suck a dick to get here? Like, you know? Like, why do you feel the need to fucking, like, make it a sexual thing? Why do you feel the need to be like, oh, she got here because she's a whore?
See,
and not by putting in the same work that you put in?
I don't know.
Because y'all went to the same school.
I've never felt that way about a thing.
But that's because you think differently.
Yes, I do. But
you're the exception to the rule. You're not the rule, right?
I be trying, but no. I don't know. So I guess the only example I can give is in my industry. There's of course females in the tattoo industry, but a lot of I've heard a lot of stories of men not wanting to go to a female tattoo artist. For what reason? I really don't know why, because it doesn't make any sense why, because an artist regardless of whatever, whether you're, you know, boy, girl, straight, gay, black, white, it doesn't really matter. An artist is an artist.
Unless you're complete ass, then
unless you're complete ass. But that's an individual circumstance, not because of what you are, it's because of who you are, I guess. But no, I've been tattooed. Oh, I've only been tattooed by one girl, but that was like my third tattoo, and we went to high school together. But she was cool as shit, and I went to her because she was better than me. Like, every tattoo I get on my body is because whoever I'm getting it done by is better than me at that time.
Right.
So she was better than me. I knew her. She was cool as hell. I got tattooed by her. I didn't think of it because it was a girl, or I don't get tattooed by men because they're men. It's just they're better than me, so it is what it is. But I do hear a lot of men saying that they don't want to get tattooed by a female for whatever reason. I don't know why. But also on that note, men are just creepy. So a lot of men that I do know that do get tattooed by women, they go because it's a woman.
Right.
Not because of the art. They go because they may be an attractive female or something like that. But they're like, in their head they're getting tattooed and they're just having a flirting session the whole time. But it's like, kudos to her because she's getting paid to probably do some bullshit, or not because of, she's probably doing a dumbass tattoo that don't mean anything, and she's getting paid to flirt. Which,
right, but the fact of the matter is she shouldn't have to put up with that.
No, she shouldn't, and I fully agree with that.
I mean, obviously it happens to male artists too. Like females will go in there and like flirt or whatever, try to get free stuff or whatever, right?
Discounts.
And like, it's not right either way. But it happens more often with women. And we've talked about this too, about your industry, like Ink Master, that show.
Right.
They are so much harder on the female artists than they are on the male artists.
What season was Tattoo Baby on? 3rd?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, we've talked about this before too.
Okay. This is where I have a problem with them. Tattoo Baby was a great artist. Right. Don't get me wrong. She did really, really good work throughout the show, and she continues to do so. But the other girl was just as good, if not sometimes better, but they didn't give her no credit.
Right.
And they gave Tattoo Baby all the fucking credit. But that's only because she was a pretty face with a nice body.
Right.
But, bitch, she did not deserve all the kudos, the claps, and
the comeback on the next season. Like,
she did not deserve all of that, especially compared to the other girl. If we go apples to apples, she was just as good, if not better than her. But on my behalf, because I was looking in as a strictly like artist standpoint, that bitch was crazy. She was fucking crazy.
She was crazy, but like, all the shit she put up with, they fucking brought that out of her. Right?
Yeah, because every episode she slowly...
Yeah, they were like, oh, you could have done this better. And she's like...
Right.
What are you talking about? Like, she's the one who did that big old, like, angel piece, right? Or the Valkyrie piece.
Yeah, because she went to the finals. Yeah.
And then she still didn't win. And that guy, like, put an ass tattoo on that freaking girl or whoever it was. It was not that good.
Because she went up against the dude that only did dark stuff, like creepy stuff, and then the black guy, right?
Yeah,
and the black guy did a color piece, and then he did a black
creepy
and gray.
One, and he's the one that won it, right?
I don't care for that type of tattoos in general. So that alone, but it's like,
but her piece was good.
No, it was. It was great.
And they critiqued the shit out of it. Like, they just tore her down. Yeah. And so, like, I can understand why, like, her emotions got the best of her at some point.
Yeah.
But then that was thrown in her face. Like, oh, this is why, like, women shouldn't be in this industry because they're too sensitive. They can't take criticism, like, all this stuff. But it wasn't because she was a woman. It was because they were shitting on her every chance they got.
Yeah, the way she reacted wasn't...
I mean, yeah, like, it was a little extreme.
It did become extreme, but at the same time, how much of was it producers egging her on? Like, hey, push your response or whatever. But I don't... Like, with any industry, like, whatever you're doing, whether it's the tattoos, the cooking, photography, videography, it doesn't really matter. But if you're constantly just getting bashed and bashed and bashed, eventually you're going to blow up regardless of who you are. Especially when you know it's like, there's no way I'm this bad that people just keep saying the same shit over and over again, or whatever the case. But on a side note with that, Oliver Peck, garbage tattoo artist. Why the fuck was he even a judge?
It was just his attitude, which also sucked. But
he's a weirdo. Like, you're either way. And then the main guy, he wasn't a tattoo artist. He just liked tattoo. Dave Navarro. He just liked tattoos. And then I can't remember his name. Chris Nunez. Chris Nunez. Yeah. He's a good Japanese artist.
That's it, though.
That's it.
Yeah,
he can't do anything else. He doesn't, and he can't, because he started off with Miami Ink with Ami James, and all they did was traditional Japanese. That's it. The same thing, day in and day out. So it's like, how much can you really judge on this type of thing? You know what I mean? And the only artists that they were good that had judges were the guest judges, and they were good for what they did, not for everything. So that was the first 3 seasons was good. After that, it just became a shit show.
Well, and I follow this girl on TikTok. She's a tattoo artist. And
the bald girl?
No, she's not bald.
Oh, okay.
But she does, like, reviews of the episodes, right? And every time they had a girl, like, canvas, as they call them. Like, they just take out, like, the humanism or whatever. However
oh, really? I didn't even
because they don't call
that.
them clients. They call them canvases.
They do.
Which
they
is,
do.
like...
yeah.
You know? But they show, like, how differently the tattoo artists treat the females as opposed to, like, the male canvases or people.
Right.
So they had this guy, and there was, like, that big one where they, like, it was, like, 3 different people tattooing.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they have to
yeah,
team
yeah.
up.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, this girl is so dramatic. Like, she's just, like, trying to get out of it. Like, she can't sit through it because she's a woman. Like, this and that. Like, if she couldn't handle it. But, like, you have to remember, like, this is 4 different parts of her body being tattooed over and over and over again.
At one time.
And her body went into literal shock.
Right.
And the paramedics had to come and take her out and everything. And they were talking shit about her, saying that she was faking it. And they were, like, over there mocking her in the corner, like, hyperventilating and shit.
See, and that's where if she had a dude, he should have went up there and just whooped their ass. Because that's fucking ridiculous. Because I tell everybody that asks, is usually first timers. Anyone that asks, where does it hurt? Or, like, is this spot okay? And da-da-da-da. I explain to them, 1, wherever their body part is getting it, I'll explain that pain level for that body part. But then 2, I say everybody's different.
Right.
So I can't tell. What I feel is not how you're going to feel, and vice versa. And then the third thing I always add in, especially when I'm talking to a male client, is, but females take it better than males.
And I've heard that
every
so
single time.
often. From
almost every single time.
Right. And that's because women, like, go through so much. Like, you know, if a man was responsible for having a baby, there would be no babies in the world.
Real shit. I told you I got a fucking kidney stone, and I swore I was giving labor, and I was like, yeah, fuck this.
There's no way. Like, there's no way you could, like, if men had to have C-sections to bring a baby into this world, they would never do it.
No, they wouldn't.
There was no way. Like, and yeah, exactly. Like, some of the things that women go through just to, like, exist.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And
it's the same, like, aesthetically, right? Like, looks wise. Mm-hmm. Like, you could go to a job interview, brush your hair and everything, right? And depending on how you dress, like, you get the job or whatever. A woman has to do her hair, do her makeup. If you don't do your makeup and you go in there barefaced, they think that you're, like, lazy or whatever, right? Don't do your hair, it's just in a ponytail. Even certain hairstyles, like pigtails or, like, braids, are not, like, acceptable.
Right.
They're not professional.
Mm-hmm. Like, and the braids thing goes into a different race, but yeah.
Right. And, like, clothing-wise, right? Mm-hmm. Like, if you're a woman that is blessed in the chest area, you have to be very careful about what kind of clothes you wear.
Yeah.
Because even, like, a simple V-neck can look, like, really trashy on you or whatever, unprofessional. But that's not our fault.
No, I mean, no.
Some people pay for it. Yeah, I mean, some people pay for it.
But then they pay for it to show it off. So
right, and that's their thing, right? But some of us that's what we are born with, and that's what we have to work with. And then, like, sometimes people will get, like, breast reductions, and then a man is in the comments being like, oh, why would you do that to yourself? Like, you ruined your body. But they don't have to deal with the back problems and never finding the right size and, like, all the shit that goes with
I'm trying to get a breast reduction right now. It's not working yet. But, no, yeah, that's fucked up. And I've never... I don't understand the fact of, like, the woman body thing. It's your body. You're gonna do what you please. Like, I feel like the only person you need to talk to about your bodily decisions is if you're in a relationship.
Right.
But at the end of the day, whatever's best for you is best for you. Like, if he don't want you to get a reduction, but you pretty much need to, you got to do what you got to do. Fuck what he talking about. Or if you, like, it's so weird because for me, in a different aspect where I'm gonna turn this a kind of different direction, is with like with boobs. You say you got to get them because of this, and then men be like, why'd you do that type shit. I never really felt that way. If you get them smaller, sometimes they might look better smaller. Like, the size of it doesn't make them better titties. It's just how they fit you and your body and how they, you know what I mean? It's a lot of different things to do.
Again, though, you're the exception to the rule.
And I'm an ass man. I'm not really a titty man like that. So you could do as you please with your titties to just make sure the booty like nice. But but yeah, I don't that's so weird. And then again with that, we briefly touched on it about the laws and stuff that men are making against women's bodies, is especially the thing that's going on is the abortion thing.
Right.
I don't get it. I've discussed before as long as if it's my baby, I want it.
Right.
But I don't care what the next girl does with her baby, her body, this and this and this. It doesn't matter. If who she's with wants her to keep it, then that's their problem.
Right.
It shouldn't be some dude 5 states away that's 40, 50 years older than this person that's never ever going to meet this person ever again.
Right.
So why do you care? Like, I don't see why people care so much about anyone else's lives, regardless of the situation, whether it be abortion, who they want to be with, or their religion, and what they eat. Like, it doesn't really matter. People care way too much about shit that has nothing to do with them.
Well, like, in regards to that, like, I was talking to James, because, you know, he's fresh high school graduate, like, you know, very street dumb, if we'll say, you know. But we were talking, and he's like, well, I don't understand, like, why it's such a big deal. Like, why are women so, like, pressed about this issue? Like,
he said that?
Yeah. And I'm like,
boy,
okay.
Real quick, you keep your mouth shut. You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
And you know me, I was like, oh, hell no. Like,
yeah,
I'm about to give you a lesson right now. So I'm telling him, like, okay, imagine you and your girlfriend have, like, she gets pregnant, right? And these laws are in place, and you guys are still living at home or whatever. You don't have a job or whatever. How are you going to support that baby?
Right.
Me and my husband are going to support that baby because we're supporting you.
Right.
Right? But, and then I'm like, okay, so let's say that you get her pregnant. You want to keep the baby, but the baby is growing outside of her uterus, in her tube or whatever, right? You have to end that pregnancy because it's going to kill her. It could kill her. Right. Right? The baby can't survive.
Yeah,
and eventually
they'll both die instead of
it will rupture the tube and she will die. So you have to make the decision, like, save her life, get rid of the tube.
Yeah.
Right? So not only is she losing the baby, but she's also losing a part of her uterus. That's illegal.
That's tough.
That's illegal.
Yeah,
if the law passes, right?
Yeah.
If the abortion laws they're trying to put out, if it passed, that's illegal.
Right.
It's save the baby no matter what. Even though that baby is not viable. That baby will never survive. That baby will never go to full term. It will die as soon as it outgrows the tube, right?
The tube, you're right.
And then you will kill the mother along with it. And then
that shit is so crazy.
Because, you know, like, I had a pregnancy loss.
Right.
But I had to make the choice.
Right.
Is she going to live, or am I going to terminate the pregnancy?
Right.
But for her, like, she would have been born with her lungs not working properly, her heart not working properly, limbs, arms, feet, all tangled up, not working. She would have been wheelchair bound with the feeding tube, breathing tube, all that shit. So why would I let her live that life
not
in pain?
Life. Right.
She would have had to have surgery the day she was born and then continue to have surgeries throughout her life just to be wheelchair bound and not speak and not breathe on her own.
Yeah, and then you would have to, not saying it's bad for you, but she would have to be taken care of for the rest of her life. And that's if anyone had a choice, living their life up to today, and they get in an accident and they become a vegetable, who's going to say, yeah, let me be a vegetable for the remainder of my 60 years or 40 years living?
Because Nugent and I have that agreement. If either one of us get into an accident like that, do not put me on life support.
Right.
Do not keep me alive. Just let me go.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm going to be pissed if I even know what the hell's going on.
If you do.
Right.
Which,
and the baby would not have known what was going on around her at all. Like, her brain would not communicate with her lungs, her heart, or any of that. So I had to make the choice. Right? But that would be illegal. I would go to jail for that.
Tough choice to begin with.
Right. And you know how hard that was for me to go through.
Shit, it was hard for me.
Right. Like, because I wanted that baby. It wasn't because I didn't want her that I had to terminate the pregnancy. But even so, like, we get down to the wire, right? And I have complications and I am, like, have to go in an emergency C-section, right? They're going to save the baby over me if it comes down to it. Because if they let the baby die, I'm going to jail.
Or wouldn't they go to jail too?
And also,
or fines or whatever.
Like, let's say, you know, you have trouble getting pregnant. You have a lot of miscarriages. You have a miscarriage that they confirm was a pregnancy. They're going to investigate that miscarriage to make sure that you didn't, like, force it or do something to, like, make you lose the baby on purpose.
That's how deep these are going right now?
Right. And a lot of people think that it's just no abortions.
Right.
But it's so much more than
It's
that.
anything that has to do with baby death
And
or
that's
pregnancy
why,
death.
like, women are pissed off right now, because why are you going to police me? If they investigate the pregnancy loss and they determine that I caused the miscarriage, I'm going to jail.
Which they're going to determine it no matter what.
Right.
Exactly.
So you can't even, like, lose your baby and grieve over losing your baby because you've been trying for so many years or however it is, and you lose that baby and then they determine that it was your fault. You're going to jail.
That's fucking sick. That's so
and
sick.
And who's making the laws?
Men.
Right.
Creepy old white men.
I mean, yeah, the Supreme Court has 3 women judges, but they have 6 males.
See, the thing is, and another thing is, the women that are against abortions and stuff like that, they pertain to a certain religion.
Right.
Usually. Or they were, you know, it's old fashioned and da 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 da. And it's like, that's so crazy that you can be a woman and be so against your own kind when it comes to something so serious. Because, like you say, like for James' situation, if he were to have a baby, he can't take care of that baby. And if you guys couldn't, for whatever reason, now that baby is just going to be in a shitty lifestyle, being transferred from, you know, in the system to maybe temporary parent. I've never heard a good story when people are in the system.
Right.
So it's like all you're doing is creating that baby to have a
trauma.
And just a horrible life in general, when it could have been avoided altogether before the baby could be even a baby. You know what I mean?
And that's their number one argument. Like, give the baby up for adoption. But if nobody adopts the baby and then they become a child or a teenager, they're never going to get adopted.
No one.
Because nobody trusts a teenager that's been in the system, which is fucked up. But automatically they assume that kid's in there because they were bad.
Yeah.
They couldn't be taken care of. They steal. They lie.
Right.
Whatever. But it's just a kid that didn't get saved.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, they most likely do end up being that way.
But that's not their fault.
It's not their fault, but at the same time, I understand, because I've never thought to adopt. I will probably I don't care to adopt.
You got enough kids.
I got enough kids. So for that aspect, but I'm also, you are who you are, period. So if you're a certain way, you're going to be a certain way. So no, I would definitely not want to bring in a teenager that's been doing drugs or stealing and running away and doing all kinds of crazy shit in my house. I would never. But also, I probably would never adopt a baby, too, so it don't matter to me.
Because you don't know, like, their genetics or, like, what they could be or anything. But obviously, like, you know, my situation, if I were to have stayed with my birth mom and birth dad, who knows where I would be.
Yeah, exactly.
I would be, like, a drug addict on the street, probably, you know?
A Crestline critter.
I was adopted. So, you know, like, my life changed because somebody took me in.
Right.
But not every kid gets that chance.
No.
Like, it was down to the wire. Like, either you take them or they're going in the system. Because it was my aunt, obviously.
Right, yeah.
But they didn't let that happen. But it was right about to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And my birth mother has fucking 10 kids that I know of, right? So she just kept having them.
And counting.
And imagine, like, if she could just fucking get an abortion. Like, none of us would have gone. Because every sibling I've met has gone through hell because of her. And that's what it is, right? Like, the kid's life is not always better because they're born.
No, for real. And again, with like disabilities and stuff like that, it's like with me, I understand special needs kids or like Down syndrome or whatever terms there are, however many there are. I'm not saying anything to be rude. I'm just talking off the head. But me, knowing me, I don't think I would be able to handle a child like that.
Right.
Whether, you know, they could be perfectly fine and da-da-da, but just me with my regular ass kids, how regular they really are, I don't know.
Right.
But when they just get too rowdy and just start to yell or whatever, I immediately like shut up. Like, yeah, like I can't. I have no patience. I don't have that in me, so I know for a fact I would not be able to have patience for a child like that. My girl, that's all she works with.
Right.
She's only pretty much worked with people, special needs or whatever the case may be, people, adults and children.
Right.
And I don't know how she does it. I could not. Like, I was around, I be around them sometimes once in a while, and I'm fully like, you know what I mean? I don't want to be in this situation. Yeah, exactly. But also, when I was in high school,
oh God, here we go.
I might be traumatized myself, because when I was in high school, one of the special needs kids was trying to fight me all the time. He
would have whooped your ass too.
Oh my, for real, man. So, not, you know, I'm not trying to make light of it, but he had a girlfriend that was also special needs. His girlfriend had a crush on me. Oh. So whenever I was enemy, right? Man, and I never went to class, so I was always ditching. So I was always running into them.
Why were they also ditching?
No, because their class, like for lunch especially, I was about to say, for lunch they would go to lunch before everybody else. So, but I was ditching, and I would always be in the cafeteria because I was friends with everyone in the cafeteria, so they just let me do what I want to do. But anytime she saw me, she would like come up and try to hug me and and I'm like, I'm trying to be nice because of the situation, but I'm like, you know what I mean, like it wouldn't be, yeah, exactly. But then when he found out, every time he saw me, you a bitch, I'm gonna fuck you up. Yeah, he was rough. Wow. I was like, God damn. But he was, you bitch, you fucking white boy, and because he was black. Whoa. White boy, and I'm like, bro, it's not even like that. Like,
you're like, please,
like, just leave me alone. Like, I felt so attacked, but I was probably trauma. Also, in my defense, though, so it's not like I'm just making fun of him. There was another one, a big old white boy, big as shit, friendly, nice as hell. I fucking loved him. But there were some kids, some younger, like they were probably younger, but they were a lot smaller too. It was two boys, like half his height, but they were, you know, whatever. Right. And they were like trying to make fun of him and shit, and just like talking shit. But I'm like standing next to him, I'm talking to him and shit, and they just come up, yeah, you fucking you know, blah blah blah. I was like, bitch, I will fuck you up. Keep talking to this dude like you crazy. And I just had to pretty much like scare him off and shit. But I was like, why are people so just weird and mean and I don't know. But yeah, so that's why I'm traumatized, because I was getting threatened to get beat up for about 2 years of high school. And then come to find out, I think he ended up having a crush on her. Oh, yeah, he had a crush on her, and his girlfriend had a crush on me. Like, shit, we could have just made this a thing. No, I was playing. But, so stupid. Yeah, I know, right? But no, yeah, abortion is necessary.
Right, and regardless of, like, how you feel about it, because there are plenty of women in the world that are, you know, not supportive of abortion.
Right.
Like, you don't have to support it. You don't have to agree with it. You can have mixed feelings about it. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's not you. It's
just so funny how the same people that dislike one thing are the same person that dislikes the next.
You know what's funny? Like, the people that are in the comments about stay-at-home moms, like, needing to keep their house clean and food on the table are the same ones who are like, let the baby live.
Yeah, exactly. But then, and also, they're not going to be the one to adopt this child.
Right.
If that's the case, every person that is against abortions, anytime a baby is born that is not wanted by either mom or dad, or is not in the take the baby in. No questions asked, regardless of the race, the who the parents are, you know, where they're from, or if they were on drugs at the time of pregnancy. It doesn't matter. If you feel so strongly against it, you do your part and adopt, like you're preaching for so many other people to do. Because what's the point of getting adopted by another fucked up person? Which most people are getting adopted by fucked up people.
And the thing too is, like, this goes back to, like, women, right? Like, once the baby is born, the mother does not matter.
Yeah.
Right? We get one doctor's appointment, maybe two, after the baby is born. The baby gets one at 2 weeks, one at 4 weeks, one at 6 weeks. Like, they keep going, right? Monthly. The mother gets 2. That's it.
Yeah.
And if you say, like, I'm feeling a little sad.
You know, this is a 2 people, 1 man operated show. So there's always going to be breaks where I have to change the battery, stop and go to the camera, because I only got a 30-minute time record limit. But, you know, we make it work until I either get another person or another camera that works by remote or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But you were saying postpartum.
Right. Like, postpartum depression is a real thing.
Yeah.
Like, and it's crazy because the people that are like, just have the baby, just have the baby, they already show signs of depression, or they already have like mental illness or mental health problems, and then they're forced into having a baby.
Right.
And then they come to the doctor and they're like, yeah, I'm feeling a little sad or whatever. And they're like, oh, you know, it's just baby blues. You'll get over it. Yeah, it's just a little hiccup, but you'll be fine. And then that same lady goes and kills all of her kids because she goes into psychosis or whatever, right?
Those motherfuckers.
Like, they don't take care of moms postpartum.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the baby.
Right.
But they don't care about the mom. So how pro-life are you? It's just about the baby.
Not, yeah, it's only about the baby, but once that baby becomes an adult, fuck them too.
Or even, like, if the mom kills herself, like, oh, she was so selfish, she just had a baby. But you know what? Like, she was feeling some real shit, and you just dismissed her, and she didn't have any other outlet, she felt like, right? So how pro-life are you? How pro-life are you when kids are getting shot up at school? But you can't put gun laws in place, right?
These are questions that need answers. But, yeah.
Because same people who are pro-life are pro-guns, whatever, right?
The people that dislike one thing or whatever, it's always the same type of person.
Right.
It's, you know, this cut and dry, it is what it is. So maybe just get rid of those type of people. The world might be a better place. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. It's so crazy living in the world we are today. And I'm not gonna lie and say that I was pro-choice forever, because I really wasn't. I was raised Catholic.
Right.
My mom and my grandma always told me,
no abortion.
You keep the baby and da-da-da. So that's probably why I still have the mentality of it. If it's my baby, I'm keeping it. But at the same time, I'm not going to keep my baby for any wrong reasons.
Right.
If I keep my baby, I'm taking care of my baby. I'm doing what I got to do as a parent, regardless of the situation I'm in. And I'm not keeping it for, food stamps, or not for child support. I'm keeping it for me, because I don't need no help when it comes to that kind of situation. But I was fully like, no, like even when me and her first met, because she's always been pro-choice, and I've always, for the most part, been pro-life, I guess. At the time, it wasn't those. But when we first went out in high school, we would have that argument, like because, we were doing things, and she was like, if I were to get pregnant, I would get rid of it. And I was, no, the fuck you not. Da, da, da. So, and that's where we would have arguments with that. But now, being older and actually, like, listening to other people and learning about myself and situations, I fully feel if you don't want it, you shouldn't have it, or something's wrong with the baby where you're not going to be able to take care of it. Or whatever the situation is, if that's the option, take it. There's no reason. There's really no reason not to. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, if you have an animal you don't want, what do?
Take it to the shelter.
Get rid of it. Or like most people I know, they don't want a dog. The dog come up missing.
Right.
However the situation happens, it either gets dropped off, or it gets buried. But it's the same situation. If you don't want it, get rid of it. At this point, as long as it's not already born, shit happens. It is what it is.
If you think of the amount of people just in California alone who are living in severe poverty, right? Far below the poverty line,
right?
In California alone, San Bernardino alone, right? How many people do you know that are living in poverty, right?
Yeah.
You want to bring another kid into that situation? You want to bring somebody else when you can't even take care of you or the kids you have? Like, why would you want to contribute to that, like, situation, right?
Because I guess the way, I will say, because I've definitely grown up in that situation, is it becomes to where if you play the system right, which it's easy to do, you get more when you have more.
Right. I mean, my biological mom had back-to-back kids just to get the child money.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of people that do that, or that have a lot of kids, or already in that situation, they're only doing it for the government assistance.
Right.
Sorry to say, it is what it is. I'm not gonna whatever. But that's another thing where the way it works is you can make your situation worse. You can make your situation worse, but it could become better for certain situations,
Right.
which is not cool.
I mean, even like, obviously, I'm a married woman.
Right.
I don't use condoms, but the price of condoms, right? How many teenagers you know that could buy condoms to protect themselves, or how many like people in San Bernardino like can afford healthcare co-pays?
Oh yeah,
to get birth control,
Yeah.
like pay for the birth control every month or every 3 months or however much it is, you know?
and even then now, as far as the condom thing is, most of the people I know, men
Don't use
I
them?
know, don't use them. I'm not gonna say that I use them all the time because I
Right.
definitely didn't. But yeah, it's not.
And that creates another issue, right? Like
Yeah.
STDs, HIV, like when that all blew up and they blamed gay people for it, but it wasn't just gay people that were contracting HIV,
Uh-huh.
but they demonized gay people because
Yeah.
they were the main people,
Right.
and black people.
Yeah.
So like I get so pissed every time I see like I forget what it's called. I think it's like PrEP or something. That's like if you're with somebody who has HIV, you can take this like pill and it will like
The
prevent
commercial
you.
for it
Right.
or whatever. Yeah.
Every
and they're
time
all
I see
gay
it,
people.
They're either gay or they're black, and I get so fucking pissed because I'm like, it's not just them though.
It's really.
and we're still carrying over this idea of like they're the ones who started it or they're the ones who caused it, but it's not just that like demographic.
No,
It's
for
everybody,
real.
like-
Yeah, it happens with
Especially today in like hookup culture and like everything like that. Like you're not protecting yourself like from anything,
Yeah.
let alone pregnancy.
Yeah, everyone's fucking everybody at this point.
Right, like hookup culture is a real thing. Like
Mhm.
I was just like whatever, but then I see like TikToks and stuff like that, social media. I'm like, what the hell? Like this really is a thing. Like
Yeah.
people just do not care. Like they'll just go out there and sleep with whoever, and I'm like, hell no. Like Tinder and all that shit. Like kids are running wild out there.
Crazy kids. We talking about them and example. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But yeah, that's crazy. It's everyone's a hoe,
Right.
regardless of boy, woman, whatever the case may be. Everyone's a hoe nowadays. So
Also, like, I don't know, like, how prevalent this is, like, throughout America, but I know, like, some, like, blood drives and stuff,
Mhm.
like, you cannot give blood if you're a sexually active gay man.
oh really?
Like, you cannot give blood because you could have HIV.
Right.
And it's not like we don't have the technology to be testing blood for that, but they just say, you know what, no gay people. If you're sexually active and gay, then no. And that is crazy to me because, like, there's blood shortages and everything like that.
Right.
Like, but you're not going to take it from a certain group of people because it's been demonized
Yeah.
in the media.
You know
that
how
they
much more
caused-
blood we could have if we allowed gay men to do it?
Right? Isn't
Gay
that
men
crazy?
make up 70% of the population.
Isn't that crazy?
Another
When I
made up
heard
fact.
that, I was
but-
like, what?
yeah,
Like,
that's ridiculous. But you know, blood drives is weird. I don't think I've ever donated blood, but
one time my friend's mom donated blood, right? And they tested it and they mixed up her blood with somebody else's blood and they told her that she had HIV. So she was banned from like ever giving blood ever again, but she didn't have HIV.
so they already test all the blood anyway.
No, they test the blood anyway, no matter what. Like who
Then
donates
what's
it,
the
they
fucking
test
point?
it. It's just
I could
discrimination.
imagine if they didn't test the blood, which would be fucking insane if they
Right.
didn't. But if you're testing it anyway, what's the point? You could stop it before it happens. And even then, you could probably be saving lives if you do
Right.
that. Let everyone donate. Test everything any fucking way. Let people know what they have or don't have. You know what
I
I mean?
know straight white males that have HIV.
Yeah.
Right? Like anybody can get it from anybody if you're a drug user.
Yeah.
Especially a drug
Yeah.
user that's sharing needles or whatever in prison, sharing needles, like you can contract it. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if you're gay having sex, straight having sex, you can contract it from somebody, you know? Because a lot of people don't practice safe sex and they don't practice like healthy like sex. Like they don't
Right.
get tested every 6 months
Right.
like they should.
Right.
And they say even if you're married, you should still be tested
Mhm.
every 6 months because you don't know what your partner's doing, even though you should trust
Right.
them.
You don't know what you're doing.
Right. But you don't know. Like,
Yeah.
you can't trust anybody.
You
like,
could share drinks with somebody that might not be to that extent, but you could still. There's
Right.
a lot of ways to pass shit around
Right.
by accident.
Right.
Like
And
even with tattoo artists, we have such a high risk factor of that
Right.
because we deal with open wounds, blood all day, every day. That's why we got to go get our shots and tested, and you know, we have our PPE and all that good stuff. So, and yeah, it's yeah, if that's the case, they should ban tattoo artists too.
It is, like, it's so like weird to me that that's like okay to say, like, gay people can't have blood, like, give blood. Like, imagine if they were like, black people can't give blood because they're the second most known to have HIV or whatever, right? Like, shit would blow up.
They would lose, like, even more blood.
Shit would.
Black people make up 93% of the population. No, I was playing. Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Oh, because we made it that they're the second most common to contract, and
if that's the case, HIV. No one gives blood.
Right.
Fuck it. Just let everybody die.
But it's just so crazy to me that they could just be like, you know, gay people, and people are like, yeah, whatever, fuck them. Like,
yeah. I don't know. It's so with the blood situation as a different topic. I don't know. I would kind of feel weird getting blood donated to me from someone outside of my family.
Right.
So,
but like, if you were in like a serious car crash and you didn't have a choice, you had to get a blood transfusion.
Yeah, or you're like pretty much the only person in your family at this point.
Like, you would have to get blood from somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
And chances are, like, your mom's not gonna sit there and like give bags and bags of blood to you. You're gonna have to get it from somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
Because she doesn't have that much blood in her body to give.
To begin with, yeah.
So, like, you kind of have to, or like, say, like, because the mortality rate for pregnant women is very high as well, right? Especially black women, like, that's a statistic right there.
Man.
And the fact that, like, women are ignored in healthcare, like, that's another thing. Like, when you say who runs the world, right? It's a male doctor telling a woman to get over it. Your pain is not that bad or whatever. And, like, go home, rest. You'll be fine. And then she ends up hemorrhaging and dying.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, I would lose my shit because I couldn't do it because, as we all know, I am with a black woman and I will forever be with a black woman. So it's like, I hate the fact that's true.
Right.
It's fully factual. So,
like, for me, like, I had to have a C-section, right? Because of my body.
Right.
But to the point of, like, being pregnant, like, I went to the doctor so many times for, like, issues with my periods, issues with, like, cramping. Like, I would bleed for, like, 10 days straight, heavy as fuck, like, blood clots and shit, right? And, like, they would be like, no, that's totally normal. That is not normal. Girls, advocate for yourself, because that's just not normal. If that's happening to you, you tell them, I don't give a fuck, give me an ultrasound, do some tests, do surgery, just figure out what's wrong with you. That's right, because if you don't, they're not going to fucking listen.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I hate hospitals. I hate in general. Pretty much regardless of the situation. I have never been to a hospital where everything was just going well, going smoothly. They took care of their patients like they needed to.
Right.
And, like, one of the last times that really made me, like, fuck hospitals is I think my grandma was in the hospital. Someone close to me, of course, was in the hospital, and there was an old lady off to the side screaming like, I'm in pain, da da da. And, like, 3 of the nurses walked past and was like, shut up.
Right. Or they just think you're there trying to get drugs or whatever. And especially in San Bernardino hospitals, like, you go to a community, they're putting people in rooms, like, just ignoring them because they think they're just there to get their fix. And,
I mean, can you blame them? But
I mean, yeah, like, it does happen, but you still can't treat people like that. But that's
that's what you said before. It's really fucked up that people get treated by the masses.
Right.
You individually will get treated the way they're going to treat every other woman.
Right.
Me individually is how I'm going to be treated by every other man. A black person going to be treated by how they get treated because of every other black person.
Right.
And it's like, that's completely unfair. On the same hand, statistics stereotypes are there for a reason.
Right.
A lot of people follow their own stereotypes. Stupid. Stop doing that, because all it's doing is making you look like who they want you to be.
Right.
But it's really fucked up how, like, again, with the man or whatever situation where we're saying that you can't trust men, it's like, I don't think I've really been through this situation before, but I would hate to, anywhere I go, all women are just fully avoiding me and just like, no, you're the devil type shit or whatever, just because one man or maybe multiple men, or even just stories that they might have heard of men doing stuff to women. I would feel like, God damn, like that's not me though. Like give me a chance, even though I don't care. But it's just like I could understand how that could feel bad being stereotyped in that way for all people, and for being a woman, being a mom and all that stuff. You know, like you said before, you got to do what you got to do. Don't complain, don't do this, don't do that. Make sure everything's straight, tidy, nice and neat. But it's like, yeah, like you said, women get tired. You're not invincible. You get tired once in a while, but that's, I don't know. It's so men need to change the way they think about women and what they want their woman to do or to be. And I don't know what women could change towards men, because a lot of the things that women have against men is because it's been done.
Right.
You know what I mean? For a man against a woman is just because they're a man. Woman to a man is because of experience. Well,
and that's like on your podcast last week with Jamie, like he said he's tired of hearing women say men ain't shit.
Right.
But can you blame us?
No.
Like, look what we have to go through.
You notice I might have not have said nothing against that, but he's a man's man.
Which is fine. I mean,
which is, yeah. But he put you on blast, Jamie. He puts on that.
Sorry, Jamie.
Yeah, he puts on that persona.
Right.
He's not really like that. He's such a good dude, and you know what I mean. He has respect for women and all that good stuff, but
like I don't think that he's a shitty person.
No, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You know?
But when he was like, women should stop saying that, but there's a reason why we say that.
And he was probably talking on being a good guy. He's like, but ain't shit. You know what I mean? Like, give me a chance type thing.
And that goes back to that. It's irresponsible to say all men. Right?
Yes.
It's irresponsible to say all men are this way. All men are rapists. All men cheat. Even though, like, statistically speaking, okay, I looked up the statistics
not
the
rapist day. Part, but the cheating part, I could say the statistics is.
Ladies, the statistic
y'all bad too now.
Is not that far off, right? 20% of males cheat, but 13% of women cheat.
Oh, that's a real one?
That's a real one. I looked it up the other day because me and Nugent were debating it, right? So I looked it up and I was like, okay, like, but they say that women are starting to cheat more because they're tired of being cheated on.
Right. And so I can feel that.
they're just like, fuck it, like.
Yeah.
If he's going to do it, I'm going to do it.
And I feel
so that's why that statistic is rising in recent years.
Yeah.
But originally, that statistic was much different. Yeah. Right? There was a bigger gap.
Definitely, yeah.
And that's why women say men ain't shit. Because they put in all their time, all their effort, give everything to a man, and you're still going to cheat on me?
Mm-hmm. And like, now it's not even...
You're still going to go outside of this relationship when you have fucking everything? And then you're going to go to the next girl? Like, come on now. Come on now. You know I'm right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a saint my damn self.
Obviously, like I said, irresponsible to say all men cheat.
Yes.
But a good chunk of y'all do.
92.
Here we go.
0.7725 rounded to the nearest tenth are cheaters. So.
Just saying, like.
That's a fact. You could look that up on Google. Don't look it up.
Or like, even like. You go on TikTok, right? And like nurses will make TikToks about like delivering babies. Mm-hmm. And the dad is there like, how long is this going to take? Like, I want to go home. I have a headache. Like, I'm tired. And they're like, bitch, like,
yeah, those.
But that's why we say men ain't shit. Because what are you doing? Laying on the couch next to the fucking bed where I'm pushing out a fucking human? Like,
I was for sure there for all three of my kids.
Exactly. Like,
and I didn't even think, why would you even think to complain out loud? I can understand anyone for any situation complaining in their own head, but what gives you the balls to complain out loud
and tell the nurse, or like
say it out loud? And even if you whisper it out loud outside of your head, why the fuck would you say that? Gives your woman or whoever it should be woman, whoever's giving birth to fucking stab you low key, because like now you could be in here with me because of your injury, because that's fucking ridiculous. That's so crazy to me. Or like
even after birth, right? They expect a woman's body to just
snap back,
go back to free birth or whatever. Like, not every birth is regular, right?
Yeah,
a lot of women have traumatic births because the doctors won't listen to a woman. When you're having a baby, you're expected to be in pain, right?
Right.
But some people will labor for hours and hours and hours telling them something's not right. And then the doctor's like, well, this is just what it's supposed to be like. Or the nurse is like, hey, shut up. Like, you're being too loud. Like, that doesn't hurt that bad. And then you end up having to have an emergency C-section because the baby's stuck. Or the cord's wrapped around their neck. Or whatever. But they didn't listen to you. So now you had a traumatic birth.
I don't think any profession makes me more sick than a healthcare profession. Nurses or doctors. Like, the people that's been doing it for years are just shitty, horrible people.
When I had Amelia, my nurse was an older lady from Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
And she straight up came into my room after I had a C-section to have my daughter. And she told me, get up. You need to walk around. You need to take care of your baby. Why are you just laying here and letting the baby, like, lay in the little bassinet or whatever? And I told her, I had a C-section today. I'm numb. Like, I cannot get up. Like, I cannot feel my legs still. And she was like, you didn't have a C-section. She's like, you're lying. You did not have a C-section. Get up and take care of your baby. Stop being lazy. And I literally got into it with her because I was like, no, fuck no. And then I was like, well, you can look in my chart because that's what you're supposed to do when you come in here, right? Like,
I don't know, like, bitch, look at my pussy. Does it look stretched out to you?
And then she's like, well, let me see. And she, like, looks. And I'm like, okay, like, do you feel better now? And then she didn't even apologize. She was just like, oh, well, I'll come back in a couple hours when you can feel something and we'll walk around.
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous.
And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, but if a man, like, needs to get his freaking appendix taken out or something, they rush you back there. Like, oh, it's an emergency. Like,
I for sure.
You know?
I for sure. When I had my kidney stone, I made a fucking... I didn't make a fit, and as in, like, I was being loud or, like, doing shit. But I made sure they knew I am in fucking pain.
Right.
But with also in my defense, I don't care about pain, physical pain.
Right.
I do what I gotta do when I'm in everyday regular physical pain. It doesn't fucking matter. I got shit to do. I'm gonna get it done. Migraines, which I get regularly.
Right.
Back pain, tattoo artist, fucked up. Soreness for whatever reason. Just, I don't care. I'll get through it. But that had me all the way fucked up.
I remember when you had that.
Yeah.
I saw you a couple days after.
I went in. I was drenched from sweat. I drove myself to the hospital. So I'm not just being a bitch. I was like, I gotta get to the hospital. I'm not calling them, but I'm just gonna drive myself. I drove myself. I get there and I was like, okay, it's cool. But as soon as I sat down to wait, it wasn't gonna happen. So I was like, something gotta happen. I was like, I'm gonna just go to the... So I hid in the bathroom for like 20-30 minutes. It felt like I was gonna throw up. So I was like, let me just go. I just told them I'm gonna be in the bathroom. I think I gotta throw up. They go. I go in there. I'm 20 minutes. I'm damn near on the verge of passing out for 20 minutes just doing this shit. I'm just like, this is some bullshit. I don't know why this is. I'm going through and no throw up ever came out. And then they finally was like, checked on me, I guess. And they were like, you okay? You okay? I was like, honestly, I'm like, I'm okay, but I feel like I'm going to pass out.
Right.
Like, it's bad. So they probably because of that, they rushed me through the process. But I don't think they would do the... But also, I look like a white man.
Okay.
So I don't think they would do the same for a woman or a black person or, you know, obviously black person or anything like that. So I do think that I do get that special treatment in that aspect.
Right.
But when I need it, damn it, I fucking need it.
Well, here's the thing. Like, obviously, when your appendix ruptures, it's like a big fucking deal, right? Like, it's very dangerous.
Almost
you can die
had
from it and everything. And so when I worked at the casino,
yeah,
I like was walking and I turned completely white, like sweating, everything, and people were like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, are you okay? They had to call the freaking ambulance and everything, but I wouldn't go because I refused. I was like, I'm not a fucking bitch. I'm gonna walk out of here.
Real man.
I was like, can I drive myself? And they said, fuck no, you cannot, because you could pass out. They're like, go in the ambulance or have somebody take you. I was like, I'm not going in the ambulance. They made me get in a wheelchair and be wheeled out, and I was like pitching a fit over that because you know how I am. I don't want any attention. Like, on me
for real.
At all. Like, I want my coworkers gossiping about me. Like, I don't want none of that shit. But I get to the hospital. Like, I went to urgent care. I didn't go to the hospital because I was like, it's not that serious. It's probably nothing. And they tell me your appendix is bursting. You need to go to the hospital.
Yeah, little do you know, you almost died.
Because I was in pain. I was like, this shit fucking hurts. And I was sweating. I was white, like pale. Like, my body was in shock.
No, I understand that as well.
And so they're like, you're in shock. You need to go to the hospital, like, right now. So I get there, and they're like, okay, what's wrong? And I go, well, I went to urgent care. They told me that my appendix might be rupturing. Like, I need to be seen right away. I waited in a fucking hallway in a chair for fucking 6 hours before they even saw me to do an x-ray or ultrasound or anything like that, like a MRI or whatever they do for
you could have died by then.
Right. And they were like, well, what's your pain on a like scale of 1 to 10, right? And you're always supposed to say 10.
Yeah, who doesn't say 10?
Right, but I never say 10 because I know
I don't ever say 10 either.
I know if I say 10, they're not gonna fucking believe me.
No, for real. They're
gonna be like, okay, this bitch is dramatic.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I'm like, if I say 10, they're gonna be like, you're lying type shit. So I'll be like, let me give a lower but reasonable number.
Like a 7.
Yeah, 8,
I always go with the 7 or 8, right? Yeah.
Fucking stupid.
And I'm like, because nobody's gonna believe me as a woman, right? Like I've already experienced this. Like if I say 10, they're gonna put me in the back for longer. Yeah. Right? Because they're gonna be like, this bitch is just faking it or whatever. So I tell them like it's like an 8 because it was like a fucking 10. It hurt a lot, but I was like, I'm not gonna tell them a 10 because there's no way.
Right.
So it took them 6 hours just to get the MRI. And they were like, well, you know, if your appendix is rupturing, we'll have to do surgery, so don't eat or drink anything. At this point, I'm throwing up. Right. In the back. Like, I'm throwing up everything.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
And they're like, they barely gave me the little fucking bag thing to throw up in.
Was your throw up, like, orange?
Yeah, something like that, right?
Yeah, mine was, too. So,
I don't really remember it. Like, I was in and out. They took my blood, and I passed out in the chair because I hadn't eaten anything, and I was in so much pain. Right. And at this point, they're still like, okay, like, are you faking it or what? Because I was throwing up. Like, I could barely, like, get to where I needed to be. I was in a chair, like, but I was like literally almost ready to go on the floor and lay down. And my uncle was there, and he was like, you need, like, somebody needs to see her, like, this is ridiculous. Like, he was advocating for me because I couldn't do it. And then comes to find out, like, it was a cyst on my ovary that ruptured, which is also very dangerous.
It wasn't your appendix?
Wasn't my appendix.
Oh, okay.
And they were like, see, we knew it wasn't that serious. And then I had a female doctor come and talk to me, like, gynecologist, you know, and she was like, honestly, like, a cyst rupturing on your ovary is just as painful as your appendix bursting, and it mirrors exactly the same. Right. So they were like, you have, like, this condition where you get cysts a lot, and this will happen a lot. So every single time I have to go, right? Because I don't know if it's my appendix or if it's this, right? I know, right? And I'm like, because every time I'm like, I'm not going. Yeah. And my husband's
but the one time you don't go.
My husband's like, you have to go because what if it's your appendix? Right. Like, you could die. And every time I go, I get the same treatment. They're like, it's not your appendix or whatever. Right. And I'm like, well, I don't know what it is. So can you please just, like, check it out? And they're like, no, you're just being dramatic. Or it's just a period. Or, you know, and that's something women hear all the time. Like, if they have problems with their period, because I've had problems with my period since I got my period at 11. Oh, okay. Right? And they'll be like, oh, well, you just have to, like, get used to it. You'll get used to a heavy period. That's something that women deal with. You'll just have to get over it. Cramps are normal. But when you have cramps that are literally putting you, like, in the fetal position for hours, like, you can't move, you can't eat, you can't drink, that's not normal. That's not normal. But they're going to tell you, like, get over it. That's just part of being a woman. That's just part of being a woman.
So, my statement slash question is, okay, so for a man to a man, right, for the most part, we don't take each other's physical pain seriously. Right. We especially not mental pain, but we're talking about physical pain. A man to a man doesn't take physical pain seriously. Right. You could break your arm and we cracking a joke. My friend shot himself in his knee.
Oh, yeah.
And as soon as it happened, I was cracking jokes because I had to take him to the hospital. Right. So I'm talking shit the because that's whole just dumb. Time. Like, come on, like. So I'm talking shit the whole time, but he seriously shot himself.
Right. He could have died.
He could have if he hit an artery because it was his knee. Right. But he could have got his leg amputated because he got lucky where the bullet went. Right. Because if it was so here or there, he would have pretty much lost his leg. Right. But I didn't know that at the time, so I don't care. I'm like, I mean, you're stupid. Why would you do this? So I'm cracking jokes. Woman to woman, I could imagine with a woman mentality, you guys are supposed to be known to be more sensitive or whatever. What's a good word?
Like
I can't think
maternal.
Of
it. It's not sensitive.
I guess
but it's
like understanding and stuff like that. Yeah. So you guys are supposed to be that way, but so I would imagine a woman to a woman would be like, I've been through most women been through the same thing when it comes to their body situations.
I know where this is going.
Exactly. So I was like, if you guys go through the same thing, you should understand roughly what the other person is going through, so you should be more concerned about it.
Right.
A man to a woman, I feel, should be more concerned about it because we don't know, and men are supposed to take care of women.
You know what's funny though? Like in healthcare or whatever, a female gynecologist is so much harder on a woman than a male gynecologist.
That just gross me. That made my stomach hurt. Ugh.
And it's because they're like, well, I have a period and I don't go through this.
Right.
So you're just faking it, or you're being dramatic, or it's not that bad. But a male will more likely be, because a male is the one who gave me the diagnosis that I had of like the multiple cysts.
Okay.
And everything, and like endometriosis and stuff. But I went through 5 female doctors who told me it was just a period and to get over it, before he was like, no, you have something severely wrong and you should have been treated like years ago.
Right.
And he was the one that was like, no, we need to do tests.
Yes. Yeah.
Because he was like, this is not normal. Whoever told you that it is normal is a fucking liar.
Yeah. And I've heard about that, especially in the gynecologist aspect, is that the male is more softer, you know, they're more understanding, and they actually show that they care, and a lot of women don't.
Right.
Which is, like I said, that's fucked up, because whether you've been through around the same thing, whether the pain or, you know, the whatever you want to say is different for you, or it might be easier on your end, and you should still be understanding, because as a man, I could not imagine going through a period every single month for multiple days.
Right.
Like, that's blows my mind that happens to a body all the fucking time.
Right.
For the rest, well, not for the rest of life for women,
until you get to that point.
But it's like, that's insane to me. But it's like, a woman should be more understanding, caring, and blah blah blah. And then a man also, I feel, for a woman should be the same, because we don't go through that. So we should be like, damn, I don't know what this is, so let me make sure everything is fine, which is probably what happens, seeing as most male gynecologists do better. But then it's like, it's a middle ground for me of a female to a male when it comes to physical pain, because it's like, me being a male, I feel like we should handle pain better than what a lot of males do nowadays, because a lot of males are girls now. But it's like, how much should a woman really care about a man? But that's also, I was raised with females, and the males in my life weren't always the best, so it's like, I get it. But I don't know, it's kind of a gray area in that situation of who cares for a man. But that's not what I'm really talking about. I just wanted to say that, well, I don't see why anyone could downplay me when I'm tattooing people. If a male is complaining a lot, I downplay it to the point where I downplay it as in, I'm trying to figure out how I could say this. Nothing I'm trying to say is wrong. I just want to make sure I'm saying it right. But say if I'm tattooing a man and he's complaining a lot.
Right.
In my head, I'm like, bro, stop complaining. Like, I understand, because when I get tattooed, these motherfuckers hurt.
Yeah.
And the older I get, the more they hurt. Which I'm not old, but I'm to the point where they're starting to really fucking hurt. But I don't complain out loud. Right. So the out loud shit from a man was like, bro, shut up, like, you know, leave it alone, whatever. But when a girl does it, I'm like, damn, this must really hurt, because girls take pain better than men for the most part when it comes to tattoos, I can say. So when a girl does, I'm like, depending on the girl, because you could read people.
Right.
I was like, damn, this might either really hurt, or depending on the person, I'm like, bitch, you just doing too much type thing. So it does depend, but that's where people should be able to read people. No one knows how to read people anymore.
Well, here's the thing too, like, I'll say, like, obviously this whole time that we've been talking, I have been like a raging feminist, because I am the type of woman that will support other women. Right. I'm not about to tear another woman down, because where does that get me? Right? Like, nowhere. That doesn't make me a stronger woman. It just makes me bitchy. But at the same time, like, I also feel like we need to pay more attention to the way we raise our sons. Yes. Because the way that you were raised, right, is not the right way. And I go through this with Nugent all the time. Just because your mom did something a certain way doesn't make it right. Right. Just because your mom beat your ass every time you spilled a drink doesn't make it right.
Right. Stop telling. No,
when we tell our sons, don't cry over that. We're just teaching them how to bottle up their feelings, right? And like, that's not something that we should be teaching them, because that's how we get angry men. That's how we get men who lash out and like attack other people, other men, other women.
Right.
You know, as adults, because they never learned how to properly control their emotions or regulate those feelings. So I am a firm believer, like, in toxic masculinity. I think that's a real thing. And
yeah, it definitely is.
It's something that needs to change, and that goes back to when men see other men in pain, they just think that they're a bitch, right? Or they think that, like, they're acting like a girl, which is like an insult as a woman, because we're strong as fuck, right?
Yeah, but as a man, it makes it's with that, it's not that deep. I will say it's more so if we do that to another male, it's really just not to say that girls aren't that strong. It's just like, you're not being a man at this point.
Right. But psychologically speaking, you're putting it into their head as a child, like, stop being a girl. That girls are less than them. Right. That if you are sensitive or anything like that, then you are less than a man. Yeah.
See, but I got that stuff from my dad.
Right.
Like, I don't...
Because it's usually men that are raising other men.
Yeah, I don't think it's more so...
sons that way.
Yeah, women that do the no crying. So as a whole, specific groups, yes.
Right.
But as a whole, it's men.
Right.
Like, no matter what the race or whatever. So, like, my dad, I was a crybaby. I cried a lot when I was a kid, like my son does.
Right.
That's why I don't really... I mean, I get irritated with it because I feel like sometimes it's excess.
Right.
But I don't think I've ever said stop being a girl. You know what I mean? Right. But my dad, for sure. Like, if you do anything that shows any kind of
feminism,
emotional, like physical, he was more like, lenient, because, physical pain's physical pain. But anything emotional, he's like, stop being a little bitch.
Right.
Like, I remember the first time I heard the word pussy, he told my older brother, he was like, stop being a pussy, and I go tell my mom, like, what the fuck is that?
Right.
And then my mom went off on him because she was like, don't ever tell your son that or whatever. But yeah, that's a man to man thing, or a dad to son thing for the most part. And I'm not consciously trying to break that with my son, but I just also kind of don't do that. Right. I do tell him to stop being so sensitive, because again, with my situation, I feel like sometimes he's overly sensitive for things that doesn't need it. Right. You know what I mean? And those are the times where I'm like, stop being, whatever the case may be, not being a girl. Like I said, I haven't said that, but I usually say stop being a crybaby, or stuff like that. But also, me being a crybaby, I allow him, or I understand it more.
Right.
So, but a lot of men are not allowed to be crybabies.
Right.
So,
but I feel like that should change, because, I mean, being a crybaby is like one thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you're crying all the time over everything, like, something is wrong, right? I'm also an advocate for therapy as an adult, because I know, like, this has come up in our conversations before.
Yeah, our personal conversations.
Where, like, certain communities don't believe in therapy.
Right.
Certain, like, demographics don't believe in therapy. Like, you're just taught, like, suck it up, get over it. But that's how we continue, like, the cycle, right?
Yes.
So, if you're allowing your own traumas and the way you were raised to affect your children's lives, then you're just creating the same situation for them.
Yep. Vicious cycle.
I'm, like, a very big advocate for therapy as an adult. And for children, even, like, if your kid is showing signs of, like, being super emotional and, like, super, like, something's wrong, like, let them talk to somebody who's a professional to try to figure out, like, why it is they're like that.
Right.
Because as much as we protect our children, something could happen.
Yeah, out of our protection. And
they might be afraid to tell their parent. And that's something I'm very afraid of with my daughter, is that if I make her feel like she can't come to me, what happens if something happens to her?
Yeah.
And she doesn't feel comfortable to come to me. Yeah. Because that happened to me as a child. Like, I didn't feel comfortable going to my mom when something happened to me. And I carried that into adulthood. Mm-hmm. So that's why I am the way I am. I'm very, like, cautious and very, like, like, very stressed out person.
But, it's protecting her down the line.
But at the same time, like, with Nugent, like, I always tell him, like, you need to go therapy. Because you
he definitely does.
Like, you went through some shit, like, as a kid, and you need to fix that because you're about to pass it on to our kids, like, the way that you raised them, right? Like, his mom was very, like, physical in the punishment area, and I am not that way. Like, I am not, like, anti-spanking by any means, but
some kids need their ass whooped.
I am not a gentle parent. Like, I yell at my kid all the time. Like,
that gentle parenting stuff is so creepy to me.
I get why. Because if you went through trauma and you were abused as a child, like, yeah, like, I get why you would want a gentle parent.
Right.
But sometimes it's like, she's not going to listen.
Sometimes when it comes to parenting, you can't... This camera's way off. You can't parent the way the next parent parents.
Right.
Because every kid needs their situation.
Right.
So some kids, you can be a gentle parent. They're probably just a good kid.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's always his argument. Like,
yeah.
I was a really good kid when I was a kid. I'm like, that's because your mom put the fear of God into you that she was going to hurt you.
Was he, though? He likes American traditional tattoos. Those are not good people. Not playing. He's pretty cool.
But, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, his mom was very heavy on the physical punishment. Right. So now, whenever, like, she does something, like, when she spilled that drink earlier, she freaked out, right?
Yeah. Because, yeah.
Like, if he were here, he would have been like, why did you do that? You need to be more careful, blah, blah, blah. He immediately goes into, like, hard dad mode for accidents because that's what happened to him.
I can feel that. I'm not far from that.
Right. And it's like, you don't even realize that you're doing it because it's just like, but I've had to tell him, like, hey.
Yeah, like, chill out,
like,
calm down.
She's 3. Like, she acts like she's 6.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you see how she talks and the way she acts. Like, she's very mature for her age or whatever. But you have to remember she's still 3. Like, she's going to have tantrums because she hasn't regulated her emotions yet.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, when 3-year-old boys have tantrums and somebody's telling them, don't be a little baby, don't be a girl, like, get over it, suck it up, that's just teaching them to bottle it up, and then they're going to explode at some point. Yeah,
and some people don't need to bottle things up. Like, real quick before we end, I'm going to try to make this within the next 15 minutes or so. But as you know, when we first met and became friends, I fully didn't believe in therapy. I didn't really think about mental health in general because I feel I never really went through that.
Right.
So I can't I've said I don't understand it.
Right.
The being depressed or the anxiety and stuff like that, because I feel like I've never really went through that.
Right.
In me, how I feel, I don't feel like I've experienced depression or I've experienced anxiety. So when other people say it and tell me to the point of where they experience it, to me, I'm like, you're full of shit. Right. Like that's wrong or not real or stuff like that. But also that was me because I'm open to it now. And I do understand that mental health and stuff, like we talked about the last one, we tried to talk about mental health a little bit. It's becoming more rampant, but what am I trying to say? It's I'm just saying, like, I'm becoming more open to it and I'm understanding it more. Because like I said, with my son, he is a certain way, so I have to I'm trying to think about it for him, right? If that makes sense. So, and then also, like, TikTok is a motherfucker. It teaches you things that you never thought about before. It has a lot of dumb shit on there, but some of the good stuff is really good stuff. Right. So TikTok is making mental health a real big thing now, or appreciating men in general a real big thing. And then, sidetrack real quick, I don't see much of making women's jobs things like what we are talking about today. I don't see much of that on the positive note, but they're trying to bring up men and make sure men feel appreciated and stuff like that, which I, being a man, appreciate. Right. So yeah, and then the mental health thing is another big thing that I'm trying to get on board with, I guess. I'm trying to understand. I still don't understand depression. Right. I'm not gonna lie and say that I do. I don't get it at all. It just straight past me every single time someone tries to explain it. But to each their own type thing, you know what I mean? And I am trying to become more of an open ear to that thing and more understanding. it's getting easier, but it is a journey for me
Right.
as far as that goes. But yeah, I just feel like we need just take care of our people. There's really no reason not to, just because of sex or race or identity or religion, preference. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, people are people. If you hate people, hate all people. If you love people,
me.
love
No,
all
just
people.
kidding.
Exactly. No, for real. We hate all people for the most part. But it's like, I don't understand why any individual person, regardless of their standing in anything, why they can make a decision on the next person that they will never ever meet.
Right.
They will never know this person.
Right.
Why do you care? When I hear about celebrities passing away, I don't know these people. I don't blink an eye. I've never met these people. I don't know these people. I've seen them in movies or songs or whatever the case may be. It is what it is. Shit happens.
Right.
So it's like I don't see why it's so important for other people to try to control other people, because that's all it is control at the end of the day.
Right. And back to the original point of today's topic.
Who runs
is
the world? Girls.
Men are making most of the laws to control
Women. Right.
And you can feel any type of way you want about that statement, but at the end of the day, that's all it is trying to control women.
Yes.
And some people will say, like, oh, that's just a conspiracy theory, like you're going off the rails here, but at the end of the day, if you go to get a vasectomy, they're going to let you get it. If I go to get my tubes tied, they're going to say no unless you've had 2 kids and you get your husband's permission.
That is also crazy as shit, that you need to have a amount of children, and you need permission from your husband, which is, I mean, that's fucking that's also crazy as shit.
Yeah, but I mean, it's that thing, right? Like, it's control. Like, you will have a certain amount of kids.
Why do people want so many people in this world? We're overpopulated as as human race.
Also, stop coming to California.
Yeah.
Stop coming to California.
Yeah, we're getting
full.
overpopulated.
We're full.
But we're overpopulated everywhere. Why the fuck do you want more people? Super controversial. No one's gonna like me when I say this.
There we go.
My grandma passed away from COVID, but COVID was probably needed. We needed to get rid of a mass amount of people in a short amount of time. There's too many people. It is what it is. I'm
Right.
sorry to say, but this is probably where I'm fucked up, but I've thought like that for a very long time. Like, since I was a kid, I was like, there's a lot of people. Maybe something needs to happen where there's not so many people.
Right.
The Infinity Gauntlet, the snap, I felt that. I fully felt that. But don't come for me. I'm just speaking my thoughts. I know I'm probably going to get shitted on for that. But, you know, it is what it is. So, anything else you would like to add for your last final thoughts? We got a couple minutes. We got 10 minutes.
Just saying, like, as a woman, to other women, like, stop tearing down other women. Like, we need to support each other. We need to build each other up. We need to be there because the world is against us as it is. Like, we just need to be there for each other.
Right.
And if you got something going on and you know something is wrong with you, advocate for yourself.
No one knows you better than yourself.
Right. Do not take no for an answer. You go through 10 doctors if you have to. Do not take no for an answer. Advocate for yourself.
Right. Men, stop trying to control women. That didn't sound very confident, but stop trying to control women, especially, I mean, you know, but especially, you have no reason to want to control whatever the next woman is doing. If it has nothing to do with you, it has nothing to do with you.
Right.
It is none of your business. Your business is your business. But also, men, next time you see your man friend, give him a hug. He might need it.
Yeah. And stop calling each other bitches and pussies because they're sensitive.
Nah, fuck that.
No.
MT, Avi, y'all some hoes. Okay?
Seriously.
Y'all was supposed to be
No, I'm just
here.
kidding.
Again, second week in a row.
Men ain't shit. No, I'm just
Man,
kidding.
y'all ain't shit. But alright, y'all. This was Men, women, who runs the world, girls. My friend Ruth, this is Raymond. If you like this episode, for sure, like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the good stuff. If you don't, y'all suck. If you do, we appreciate it. We'll see you on the next episode. Probably, most likely, another guest. Anything y'all want to hear, let us know. We'll get to it.
Bye.
Bye.